Wishing well. I'm a river widened by misery, and the potency of my language is more than human. Therese Melot, Heartberries. Something about truth, about not needing belief or creed to open up to all that is out there. Blue sky is enough to take me, or river, the thought so wide, it expands its own boundaries, beyond, so utterly beyond. Aspiration in action. To become that whole, that full, is all I desire. À mon seul désir. The thing about women from the river is that our currents are endless. We sometimes outrun ourselves. Therese Melot, Heartberries.
I am still watching ghosts, testamentary farewells sunk amid sandstone bollards, gridlock, corroded moss, black mould, pale concrete fatigue. We should not be here on this cliff top, feet a quake, unsteady with rising damp, eyes rimed with salt flung from shoulders of mariners' wives. Homesick, addled, stricken by virus, we push for oxygen through iron-web duplicity, dodge the fierce splayed gid of gunpowder. Below jackhammer, bulldozer, pile driver, listen to us scratch, our scour and scrape in our patient, almost there, under earth of tactical withdrawal. This was never our natural state. We can only wait for ocean's ebb to countermand, to birth again our true inheritance.
The Dark Museum. Here, our most carefully curated darknesses are sealed in their own tiny rooms. Feel free to disappear. We remind you, no smartphones, no flash photography. We begin with dark bottled in the Arctic Circle on a December afternoon. Loud with creaking ice, flickering with soupy green aurora. Neolithic dark mined from the Black Forest, walls tattooed in geometric symbols, scratched by cave dwellers with the horn of a Vesant. Hadopelagic dark from the Mariana Trench, almost silent, a snowfall of remains from the bodies of dead whales, outlined in pulses of bioluminescence. Cold bone dark from Roman catacombs, left over from last month's Halloween event. You may hear wailing or the clanking of chains. This is not an interactive exhibit. Newly acquired cultural darks, the resonant inner chambers of a Stradivarius, the dusty mystery of J.D. Salinger's curtains, the noir from film noir, soft as an old fedora. Our Future Dark simulation is sponsored by NASA. After Earth's final power cut, a sunless solar system spins. Purposeless rocks knocking in expanding space.
Kali exorcism. Oh, Kali, Shadow Slayer, destroyer of illusion,
The military-industrial complex.
and all the complexes within me that destroy peace.
Descend, blue-skinned mother, raging, bloodthirsty, fresh from the battlefield of demons, your 8 arms bearing skulls and weapons. And take this putrid fruit of our violence,
Slice it open to ahimsa, expose its seedy flesh, where it will only wither.
then show us the hands of our Prime Minister and his henchmen in the pockets of BAE systems, touting for business with morbid regimes and crackpot dictators.
And their arms fairs, where they never ask what's fair in selling arms,
Just raking the bloody money.
as our own banks account to.
Cluster bomb makers.
Come, dark goddess, tear off veils of rhetoric that conceal warmongering deeds in cloaks of respectability. Help us hear deeper than the preemptive strikes, the collateral damage ventriloquized by our complicit media, and demand plain language to describe victims of torture, rape and murder in the wars they report.
Wild one, let your third eye reflect our distancing tactics, how we blind ourselves with science, mutely condone prisons where animals are tested with nerve agents, toxins, explosives,
Oh, Kali, reveal in us all the places
where we let the devil make his garden.
in scorched earth, leafless forests, and among the dumb black stumps of shattered trees. Oh, Kali, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti.
I beseech you to turn your hearts to love. The burning love you find in the driest of places. Grass still grows in the crack of a rock, and twisted roots push further into the sand. The red sand ripples with the force of the wind. Dear children, I beseech you to go down the desert road where the thorn on the dry bush pierces your skin and your blood is the colour of the crooked strata. There are many layers between life and no life, and I am the purple flower that blooms without rain. You are the dirt in the wind and the discarded blue plastic, the branches stripped white and the flakes of old paper. I am the split in the stone and the salt crust of the seashore, the scorch of the sun on the pelt of the lizard, the last circle of water on the bed of the lake. Dear children, I told you all which was necessary. I give you this knowledge which you must carry with dignity. Think of me now and how I shed tears at this vision. You must decide to surrender everything to me. You must decide to surrender everything. You must decide to surrender everything to me. You must decide to surrender everything.
Plasticnic. Open plastic hampers. Pop open plastic lids to plastic clamshells. A convenient feast huddled within. Sit on plastic chairs around plastic tables draped with plastic. Use plastic spoons to heap food on plastic plates. Devour it with plastic forks and knives. Pour soda from plastic bottles into plastic cups and suck it up with plastic straws while the baby suckles on a plastic soother. Later, wrap all leftovers in new plastic. Or scrape them into old plastic. Carry it all home in plastic. Then, take plastic out of plastic to put on plastic shelves in the plastic body of the fridge.
Ghost of herself, ghost of herself, locked in the pages of the book, waiting for watercolors and listening to leaves hidden in the jungle rain. Trying to believe in the truth of rainfall. Boat glides by, swamp fingers poised on tips, waiting. The boatman waves, and scarlet feathers fall. Ghost of herself, ghost of herself. Small boy made of feathers takes a girl's cold hand, and together they sink the loose. Ida's brother and sister saved tonight. And in feather hand, girl and boy rise up. to eye in the light of fancy, laughing, shape-shifting, beginning again. And now she scoops earth and forgiveness into the big bag, slim beak full by the peak, full lifting feet from the flood, scoop by scoop into the hills, seeding trees, making mountains and streams, and washing away the night doves, and the slash of scarlet, their crimson flecks, cinnabar wings blanket the sky, a sheet of vermilion lights the mangroves, and paints her in flight, orange, red, and green, winged black, up into the scheme.
When you look back, what was it you thought was real? At what surface did you paint or write on, not knowing its own story? Bright, knotted river, river calm, no iron to stain, you made as paper from fated fortune at the sound of war. But fine paper, bleached paper, no yellowing, no aging. Pulped, pressed, dried, rolled, calendared, sorted, packaged, quality monitored. Pulped, pressed, dried, rolled, calendared, sorted, packaged, quality monitored. Pulped, pressed, dried, rolled, calendared, sorted, packaged, quality monitored. Braided river, knotted paper, beaten river, bleached tree, bleached beaten chemical paper, bleached beaten chemical dyeing river. But strong, smooth paper for educational betterment, valued, displayed, fine carrier of our history, poetry. And pulped fiction in the hands of our war heroes. Line after line after line, as the chemical river dies. Pulped history, never forget those who were dispossessed. Here some fated fortune lies. When you look back, what was it you thought was real? What surface did you paint or write on, not knowing its own story? Tree, we don't stop the light that will stain, undo the knot of what has been done, for now the river makes its own fortune again. This river now. Pulped history, never forget those who were dispossessed. Here some fated fortune lies. Here man and the river have given themselves for you to think, craft words, erase, and start again. When you look back, what was it you thought was real?